What is up? Peace and blessings, everyone who's watching. This is MBB World. I'm MBB Reezy, and I'm here with...
It's shit by leak. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So, diving into it, like, so Shit by Leak, where did that name kind of come about, and how did you create it?
So shit by leak is just something easy for people because I just be making shit. So
Yeah.
it just kind of came like that, and I wanted it to be more casual for people. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't want it to be all intimidating or like too like stuffy or anything like that.
Yeah, I noticed too that, like, you know, like what I've been seeing is like the eye kind of has like that star in it, and or whatever the case is. So it's like, does that play out just because like on social media and stuff like that, it's hard to have that posted on there or something like that? Like, have you ever gotten in trouble on social media for having that be the name?
Yeah, sometimes like when I'm doing shit and I put shit by leak,
Yeah.
it doesn't have anything like that. It gets like shadow banned or
Yeah, right.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so speak out to that, like, 'cause I've seen some of your stuff. It actually looks dope. So, like, does going through that process of, because like a lot of people are MBB World, I don't spell world correctly, and then everyone with the MBB, like, literally, there's no like vowel in it, right? So it's like, does that hinder anything when it comes to like the creative expression of getting out there, or is it kind of like add to it because it's like a mystery in a sense?
I think it kind of adds to it because at the same time, I'm just gonna create whatever I want to create.
Yeah. So it's shit by leak,
Yeah,
regardless.
It's like regardless of anything, regardless of like shadow bans or like, you know what I'm saying, posts that get blocked or something like that I can't post.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter. I'm still gonna make what I want to make.
Yeah.
It's time to like show the world. I mean, it's either gonna get out there or Instagram gonna stop that shit before it comes.
And I kind of like it when things aren't always smooth funnels when it comes to the actual abbreviation of the names, because then it's like when you're building your following, it becomes like a cult like following. Like, if you really want to be able to grow, like, having community that backs you is very important, right? So like getting shadow banned but still getting your stuff out there shows that there's real people in real time that want your stuff. And like that's kind of what it cultivates, like, because a lot of times when you get views from, like, you know, people that aren't following you, or like these random spurts of like I guess engagement on our post, like sometimes it kind of gives us that dopamine, but then the next day it like leaves us high and dry in a sense, right, if we don't get the same. So it's like having that like little setback in a sense of like digital marketing is actually could be a pro if you stay consistent, because you could build that following who's actually looking out for your stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes things organic.
Yes.
And at the same time too, it's like with like the expression in art, it's like art's the first form of rebellion. Rebelling, you're supposed to be able to go against the system, do whatever you want to do, and express yourself because you're supposed to be a part of the people. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you're not getting your voice out there uncensored. You're not really a part of the people. You know what I mean?
So is that kind of like ideology what kind of brought you into like art, or like, I guess in a sense, like what originally pulled you into art?
So like my first sketchbook came at 4 years old. Like my whole family be
So your family is artists and stuff like
yeah,
that's
like my
inspiring,
mom's
bro.
side of the families, they all like they either sew, they paint,
Wow.
doodle, something. Like even my aunt, she back in like the 70s, she was sewing all her suits. When she worked at the bank, she sewed all her suits that she wore.
Is she really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I still got my great grandpa's paintings, all that. Like
Wow. So like art is more than just art to you. It's actually like culture, it's community, it's family in a sense. And I can relate to that too, because like what got me even into like the music entertainment business and just like being a digital marketer is like seeing my dad. He had a studio. He was always making music. Like, he wouldn't necessarily play like the mainstream music. It would just be his stuff. I remember in my head like, pressure is blood and busting his pipes. You know, my pressure is like those little ADHD moments I had where I just hear his lyrics in my head. And so like at first that made me like really want to be an artist as far as like music, but then I realized like my lane in it is really like kind of being the behind the scenes, because I've always seen people do what they do and I've wanted to like help them in a sense of like give them more attention. But yeah, family, it's really dope to see people have like deep rooted family ties in their art, and I think that's why like your stuff comes out so dope too, because I've seen a lot of your pieces. I see a lot of like the one-on-one pieces and like the customizations you do. Appreciate it. So I think it's dope to see that expression come out in art. And I think you said it best. Art is a form of rebellion, right? But it's also expression, right? And expressing that rebellion side of you and being able to show like, hey, this is me, regardless of like our system to the world. So like, I guess talk to us about like your upbringing in art and like you said, family ties. Like, what was the first piece maybe you've made that you can remember?
the first piece that I can remember, it's not even necessarily a piece, but I had a So like in school, even like elementary school,
Yeah.
school and all that, I was I handed in my projects late. So like end of the quarter came 2 days before the end of the quarter, I'm handing everything in.
Yo,
No,
a lot of us was doing that back in the day too. That's a fact.
no bullshit. So like since I could draw and I could do all that, when it came to projects too that were at the end of the quarter, I remember this one I had to do a project on different animals and shit.
Yes.
So I did one of like a gorilla, and I made sure like I was taking hours drawing it, doing all that to it. So when I went to go hand it in, my teacher was just like, "Oh my God, this is great." She ain't with none of the info on it.
Yo, wow, that's a method, chat. Yo, listen, if you turn it in something late or you're not confident in the answers, bro, just do a masterpiece on it. They gonna say it's great regardless.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
fuck with it, because they gonna start looking at the cover and be like, "Oh man, nah, I can already tell you put hours into it. Don't even open that bitch up." Like,
Wow. Wow, that's a method. Yo, I'm clipping that up. That's a method. Yo, listen, you ever try to pass something and don't even care about the answers? Do some art in the front of it and make it beautiful. They gonna, wow.
yeah, they're gonna love it. I'm telling you.
So I guess in a sense, like that brings us to a question like, why do you think art is important in communities that basically are often overlooked?
I think first and foremost, pressure make diamonds. So if you don't have all the materials that the next person might complain about that they don't have, you gonna make something out of it. And especially like when people express themselves from communities like that, it's more so about the voice and what you're putting out there than all the materials. Because at the end of the day, if you can make whatever that you're trying to make out of damn near nothing, like imagine if you were to get the expensive supplies, you'd either be confused, or you'd be or you just waiting for that moment and you're ready. And I feel like a lot of the people that come from undervalued communities and shit, they can get a lot of those materials that the higher artists can get and make something way crazy.
Oh yeah, amen to that. And I think I'm not it's slipping what artists really said that, but I swear when you said like, oh, if you can make something out of barely having any materials, I really remember reading a quote that basically was saying like someone's best paintings came because they only had red and blue or something like that, and they had to be forced to use it. So in times where they wanted to use yellow, they had to try to make purple now, and it's like, so creativity comes from lack of resource and being able to use your creativity to build it. I think that's really dope. And I definitely agree, right? Because there's times even in this space, right, where having to make things work often made my best things work, if that made sense, where it's like you have to use your resources that you have, right? There's times where I didn't have a space and I had to do digital marketing, I had to do content for people, and like the ideas that I came up with were way more, I guess, like creative rather than just having a set form of space, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's dope that I guess underprivileged communities often do make the better art off of that explanation where they have to use what they have in front of them, and sometimes that's the beauty in it, right, in a sense. So it's like,
and it's like with those communities as well, it's you're seeing so much pain and you're seeing so much suffering as well that those images stick with you. So like you're gonna see those pictures a lot more vividly than somebody who's living their best life forever. You know what I'm saying? Those images that you're gonna put out on that canvas are like, you see the pores in somebody's skin, you know what I mean? It gets crazy. It gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? And just some regular shit, like somebody just painting a lighthouse.
wow, yeah, I agree. And it's like sometimes I guess you get put into a box when you all right, so it's like, all right, imagine you get like at Target, they got those like, it comes with a crayon set, coloring book. When you're doing those pictures, right, when you're coloring those photos, you're kind of earning a sense of knowing what you're going to color it with because you have all the resources right in front of you. Now, when you have limited resources, I guess it kind of hinders what you can do, and that's when the creativity allows you to just be yourself and express, right? I think that's kind of the ideology, and I agree with that because there's so many times where I've had to make do with what I had, and it literally like was the biggest success. But there's times where I had overly amount of resources where I was like, what do I want to do?
Yeah, you're like, what do I want to do? And then you're like, nah, let me use every resource, and then all of a sudden it gets muddied.
Yeah, it's too jumbled. Yeah, it's like gets clogged in my brain too. So I guess like going back to what you're used to is how you really express, and you're being able to, and then people will look at it and be like, how did they do that? Not even knowing that you had minor resources to use it. I think that's really like a good explanation, to be honest.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think a lot of talented art, like, why do you think a lot of talented artists like never make it, right? Is there any specific reasons? Why would you say like maybe they don't make it?
I think it's more self-doubt. Like, I think a lot of people, they can be the greatest artists, but they don't think that they're the greatest artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't think that they're as talented as they are. So some people make pieces that are like, you might see and be like, oh my God, this deserves to be in the Met right now. And they're looking at it like, yeah, this is about to go in the trash. You see that little part right there, that little very, very, very tiny line?
You get very anal about it. Yeah, I think that's why every real artist needs like a supportive community, even if it's that one person that believes in them.
Yeah.
Like, notice that every artist who really made it had that at least one person that believed in them. Like, and that's so important because, like you said, like somebody who's an artist is going to see the little things, right? Somebody who might be into art but isn't very much an artistic person themselves and they like to enjoy art, they're going to see it for the grand scheme of things in the big picture. And I think that's pouring on mental health and mental awareness for artists too. Is like oftentimes we're very much judgmental on ourselves, our biggest critic, right? So what are some things that maybe you'll do to kind of get out of your head when it comes to your pieces?
Some things that I do, mainly like I listen to music. I go and do things that are not art related. So like I go and just do a bunch of side quests, I guess.
Yeah.
Saying something that fills my heart for real. So I can go and I might walk through like an arbitrarium or something like that, and even just going to the movies or something like that. Or I might go to like Demolition Derby or like what did I do last year? That was on a random midget wrestling.
Yo,
Shit.
yo, that is right. I've seen flyers for midget wrestling too, but I've always wanted to go to one of those events. But yeah, like I see what you mean. Like things that aren't based around the art to get your head off that topic to be able to kind of decompress in a sense, right?
Yeah.
That's important.
And I think knowing that there's still a job to get done, you know what I'm saying? But you're able to enjoy that time because at the end of the day, as a creative, you're going to want to be in the studio 24/7. And it's about kind of removing yourself so that you're not just making garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because if you stay in there and you just keep making, you're eventually just going to fall into a routine where you're just kind of either making the same shit over and over again or the quality is going to go down.
I like what you said there because I think sometimes I personally struggle with like, especially with having this space now, is because I could be here 24/7, right? Yeah. So sometimes some days are easier than others, and it's times where I'm blessed because I'll meet a lot of different people within this space. So that kind of, and I have ADHD, so that kind of helps me. Like if I'm going through something and then new energy comes in, I'm able to like bounce with them, like in a sense of back and forth conversation, and that kind of takes me out of it. But then when they go, I guess I kind of get back into that. So I think like even hearing that, I agree, and I kind of want to take some of that advice, like kind of just going out and doing different things. Like if you ask me what I do to like decompress, I just do another piece of work, right? There's 7 different, I run 7 different like parts of this, so I kind of go into the next one. But I think oftentimes taking a step back and like decompressing. I'm actually going through something right now because I don't do that, if that makes sense. So it's kind of funny that you say that. I think that's a great piece of advice for anybody who's a creative watching. And just acknowledging that we're not perfect in this process either. So there's times where even if you're taking certain of this advice and like running with it, just know the people that are on this podcast giving this advice or just in life often go through the same things that you're going through. So it's cool to even hear that in this conversation too.
Yeah, because you never know what somebody's going through, and just by like having a conversation and talking stuff through, like you find out that you're having the same experience as somebody else, but it might be like parallel universe, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, because we often do go through the same stuff in a different way, right? We are all human, so we all have the same struggles in life. We all have the same lust for life. We all have the same wants and dreams. It just looks a little different. We all look a little different. We're all unique. So that's super dope. And like as an artist, that's bringing it back to our original point. I think that's why it's so good to have just at least one person that really believes in them, because in a cloudy storm, that one person can be the light that says, "Oh well, you got this." And that's that pat on the back sometimes all you need in life.
Yeah, like you just might need that one person that's just like, yeah, like go and do that. You're doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
To really like you're dial in.
Yeah, dude, that's good. I like that. And you were speaking about music, and like sometimes like you decompress by listening to music, or even when you're creating, you listen to music. So I guess it's a 2-part question. When you're creating, what type of music do you listen to? And then when you need to decompress, is it different music or is it the same type of music?
I listen to like everything.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie, like it's all over the place for real. So, like I could listen to like Chief Keef, go listen to Sade, still listen to like the Stylistics or the Deftones,
Yeah.
and then still listen to like Los Angeles Azules. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea. Who's that?
All over the place, bro.
Wow.
All over the place.
No, you just do something random at me. Okay, so if you had to pick, all right, just if you had to pick like a top 5 playlist of songs, right? And I know that's hard because we do listen to a bunch of different music. If you could pick a top 5 song list right now that you've been listening to, what would it be?
Top five. Oh my God, there's gonna be like 3 to Sade songs in there. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be like, I say like Your Love Is King. Is It a Crime? Obviously Smooth Operator, because
Yes.
I just love Sade. Like that's top 3, and she definitely not third.
Yes.
So who else do I listen to a lot? I listen to like Eka Mouse too. Like they're a really good like reggae band.
Oh,
Shit.
that's fun. Yeah, I love old school reggae because it's like the frequency, I guess, in the sense of that music. Like, I can't remember. I think it's called Struggle Song, but there's this reggae song that like I'll literally bump if I'm going through something and be like, struggle of life, don't ever let you down or bring you down or something. But it like that. Yo, boy, I've gone through a lot of like hard days listening to that song. So like old school reggae, I think it's just a certain frequency in that and like certain pain and realism in that too. But and then what was the other song you were saying?
Probably I'd say like, what was what I put in there? The Jawbreakers. Yo, they're Accident Prone from, I think it's from Boxcar. I'm not, don't quote me on that, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Wow.
Like that band right there, I fuck with them heavy.
Well, Jawbreakers. So what kind of like is that like a rock? Is it heavy metal in a sense? 'Cause I haven't heard. I think I've heard the name, but I don't know the music.
It's like, I guess punk music, like indie music, but it was their music that I really liked was like early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Back when they were around the scene with like Green Day and shit.
Green Day. You're putting me onto some music right now. I don't even think I heard of Green Day.
Green Day, they did the American Idiot album.
Oh, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bugging. Yo, give me some dap for that one because I'm one of those. I was one of those people growing up that would love certain songs by artists, would love music, but not pay attention to the actual like who it was or who dropped it.
Yeah.
So wow, that I didn't even know that was. I'm about for that. Clip that up, Chad. Clip that up. Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, and I'm set. Perfect. That though. Okay. So yes, Green Day. Wow, that was super abolish me to like literally not even know that was them that made that.
Well, I was one of those like low key scene kids, so like I was listening to all that music back in the day.
Wow, that's amazing.
But you know, back in the day, you listen to that music, niggas is like, nah, bro, you can't be around here with the aux cord.
Nah, I know what you mean.
Stop playing that.
See,
that shit.
I came from 2 different backgrounds, right? Like I went to private school, but I was raised in the hood. Does that make sense? So it's like I would, I guess, be a part of that demographic that was going back and forth. But like at St. John's, they would literally like, I would have roller skating. We would have like, after school programs and they would play music and it would be like a bunch of like Linkin Park and like this type of like rock and indie music. But I would never know who made it. I would just be singing it, if that makes sense, right? So I guess that's where I kind of missed that gap. Is like I love the music, but I never indulged in the actual like who, what, when, and why of the music in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes I'll hear a song that I haven't heard in like 15 years. I'm like, oh, that's them. I'll hurry up and save it to my playlist. And
Yeah, because half the time back then, it's like you weren't really buying the CDs. Like you were hearing it, or like your friend was playing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, this is tough, or it was like on the radio.
Yeah.
But it's not like I was out buying like a yellow card fucking CD or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can relate to that. But it sounds like you definitely have a better memory of like a lot of these tracks. But that type of music is real raw, real authentic, real expression. That's why I was like indulged in it too. It was like real, like you can feel the pain, you can feel the emotion, and I think that's where music kind of lacks nowadays a little bit at times. Is like especially with the modern day, like drill and stuff like that. Like I feel like there's a lot of missing on like storytelling and expression. So I think it's big on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so a lot of artists think like you know, a lot of the interpretation of artists that they avoid like hard work, right? So talk to us about the hard work that you put in with your craft and like kind of like that storyline of like what you've been through.
So like when I'm putting in work in my studio or whatever, like I could wake up maybe 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I might make a quick breakfast. I'm probably in the studio by like 5:30.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying, a half hour after I start. So
Yeah.
usually that's when people get like my early morning post when they'll see like something going on and shit.
Yeah.
It's usually like because I'm in the studio. And
It's work.
sometimes it's like I'll be in the studio for like 8 hours. I'll take a break, take a nap, and then I'm back in the studio. So like I'll go and do something all morning and then take a little nap, and then I'm doing shit. I call it third shift sound. I'm opening. So sometimes it's like it can be 8 hours. Sometimes it can be 16. Sometimes maybe 24. It's like
Yeah.
it's all over the place. But I make sure like I clock in every day.
Yeah.
I make
Amen.
sure I'm there every
Yeah.
day.
Amen.
Like regardless of anything.
Yeah, I mean, anyone saying an artist or is like that doesn't put in hard work. I mean, I guess there's people that use the label artists that maybe can be under that definition, but any true artist and person that's passionate for the craft and is working for themselves, I've never met someone who didn't have a hard work ethic. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, people are so sleep in their studios. People will wake up, like you just said, you know, I'm up by 5:30. I'm in that studio. I just had to eat breakfast in a sense. Like, you know, listen, most artists working so hard, they forget to shower. You know what I'm saying? They forget to sleep at times. You know what I mean? I've gone through that too, where it's like, especially when I'm having fun. Don't let me have fun with it. If I'm having fun, I'll be in there 16 and 20 hours. If I'm not having fun, it's at least a little 10-hour, 12-hour shift. I'm miserable through it, but I don't think I would be I think I'd be more happy getting that hard project done than letting it sit there for a month or two. Like, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, have you ever gone through that? Like having a tough I mean, speak on it if you have, like a tough project that maybe took you having to go back to a lot. Like, was there any projects that gave you like a really tough time, but you got through it?
Yeah, there's been times where I've taken on projects where I'm like, at the time where I took it, I was like, yo, this is way too much. Like I'm wild now. So then what I do, right, is I'll get a bunch of throwaway shit. So
Yeah.
if it's clothes or like it's canvas or something like that, and I'll work on the technique. So I'm working on pieces to work on my technique so I can go back and work on that old piece, but I didn't have the skill set yet. So I'm building up my skill set so I can come back to this. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I'll tell somebody like, yo, give me like 6 months to work on it. And
Yeah.
really, I need to build up my, you know what I'm saying, my craft, my little Batman tool belt real
Wow.
5 months.
That's a
Like,
gem.
this month, I'm knocking it out.
That's a gem. Bro, that's the second gem I've caught in this one interview right now. That's a gem, bro. Amen to that. That's actually because there's a lot of projects that have given me like that, you know, like, oh, that little anxiety, like, man, I gotta get this done. But getting smaller tasks that work on the technique done leading up to that and just knowing that you need a little bit more time and voice in that's a very good gem. That's actually like pretty smart on like constructing and organizing your craft. Like,
because I think it helps you too because you're like, okay, I took this project on and I have to get it done. Yeah, same time, I'm learning more that like when people get commissions or like people want work from me,
yeah,
it's way better to communicate on that time, yeah, like that. So
Yeah.
if you know it's gonna take a little bit longer, you should probably tell them a little bit longer than you even anticipate.
wow.
No idea.
Yo, and I feel like I work backwards. Like I'll tell someone like, I'm like, all right, it's probably taking 2 days. All right, it'll be 48 hours. I should have told him like, I'm like, yo, in my head, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. And I think I'm so, wow, this is really like, it's such a full circle moment. Cause I'll be thinking I'm doing something good too. I'd be like, I don't know why people usually in this predicament will tell them 5 to 7 days. It only take me 2 days. Whole time on the second day, I'm freaking panicking. I'm like, wow,
Cramming.
I think, and then somewhere in my personality, I think I need that a little bit where it gives me, because I do push things to the back end. I gotta get burned by the fire to see it's hot sometimes, but
Yeah.
why put yourself in these strenuous conditions when you can just communicate properly, communicate with yourself properly, say, well, this might take me 2 days, but what happens if life hits?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So that's a really good gem, bro. You definitely, from what I'm hearing, like have a organized mind when it comes to this creativity. And I think that's something, and not saying nobody's perfect or anything. I know there's days that are gonna be hard, but it sounds like you have a very strong foundation and it speaks onto your work. Like I look at your work, even like this stuff right here, I'm like, oh my God, but I'm like, it looks dope. So it's like, but hearing the behind the scenes a little bit, helps understand someone's process a little bit more and know that we all do go through the same things, but we handle them different. And it's how we handle that chaos that kind of gives us a better output.
Yeah.
So it's super dope to hear, bro. You definitely should be. I'm definitely honored to be able to hear some of your mindset with this stuff and just even in this conversation because it's kind of connected some dots for me too. So
Appreciate that a lot. I think I work better in chaos. I feel like controlled chaos.
yeah, exactly. Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
know what the storm will bring. So
Yes.
before that storm is brought, let me get the shelter. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to work with so much shit. I'm like, all right, let me see how I could really, you know what I'm saying, go with the storm and ride the waves. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's fire.
Something like that.
And then, like you said, like working in that chaos, controlled chaos, like I think creatives do like that because it's hard to build that, step by step checklist, right? You can, and even if we're like, writing things down beforehand and stuff, when the moment comes, there's always the unexpected, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of times that I was doing really well in the chaos, but I think I was relying on the wrong stuff. Like, because I regave my soul to Jesus Christ. I got baptized 2 months ago, but I was always walking with him, but I had to get it right. I was Catholic beforehand, but now I'm Christian and had to learn the difference and re-get like my connection to God. But before, when I was doing events and I was in that chaos state, I was doing a lot of like shrooms. I was smoking a lot of weed. I was drinking a lot. And now that I kind of like sobered up from all that stuff, the chaos does kind of like, I guess I could say I was like relying on that stuff a little bit. Like shrooms would help me kind of breathe, that decompress in a sense. Weed was definitely just like a stress relief, and drinking was more of like a social thing. So now I've definitely in this creative process have had struggles with like dealing with that chaos a little bit. The same chaos that I would thrive in is the same chaos that I'm learning I need to prepare for beforehand rather than just diving into it. So I guess like hearing that too is definitely like just learning myself a little bit in this conversation, like just realizing I got to handle things a little bit differently because I'm a different person now. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's dope, man. My fault. You have me like this is like because you're a creator, so it's helping me like self reflect too. So okay, so where do you see your art and like your brand in itself in 5 years?
In 5 years, so my game plan, like
Yeah.
when you know what I'm saying, what is it?
When all said and done.
Yes.
Yes.
Is gonna be I want an airport hangar.
Oh wow.
That's my ultimate goal.
Wow.
Airport hangar because I want a space that's big enough for me to create whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I can ship it from my warehouse on the, you know what I'm saying, from the hangar. I can ship my work out. I could have somebody, you know what I'm saying, they pull up the gates for cars when they come in too. So it's like the airport hangar is so big, anybody can pull up. And so it gives people the privacy that if some big names come in and they want to see your studio, they don't have to go through like the public, or they could just flying in.
And what creative wouldn't love that? That's like a Rob Dyrdek fantasy factory for an artist in a sense. That's really dope. That's a dope idea.
So it's like I that's where I see my my brand and my art is just in that space, being able to create and have like my friends pull up or anybody like that pull up, and we're just in a space to either create, have fun, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with an air mattress in there.
A tbyleek community coming real soon. That's what that shit sounds like. Very soon.